What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mo's Free Daily NBA Picks, where I basically bring you the NBA pick of the day, and that's based on 13 years of experience when it comes to analyzing NBA odds. Now, the way this channel came about, if you're new to the channel, is that about a week and a half ago, I said that I would give you my free picks prior to game time, and I predicted that I would go 75% or higher as far as my accuracy goes. And instead of 75%, I actually went about 95% as far as my accuracy went. All right, so that was my record. Ended up being 6 wins, 1 draw, and no losses. Now, after that, what I've been doing is I've been giving you my my picks, but I'll give them to you right after, maybe 5 minutes after the game starts. That way, if you want to follow along and test out my accuracy, you can do that. All right. My last pick improved my record to 12 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses, and that was the San Antonio Spurs money line versus the Hawks. All right. Now, before I even give you my free pick, I'm gonna get to my free pick, but let me get something out of the way. All right. I instructed you guys to do something. Okay. I told you to go ahead and open up an offshore account if you could. All right. Because as you can see, my system is based on raising points, lowering points. Sometimes I'll take the Vegas spread straight up, but sometimes, most of the time I don't. So usually you have to wager around $255 to make 100, but the accuracy of that pick is going to be very, very strong. All right, that was one thing I wanted to get out the way. Now, another thing that I want to get out the way is, as a professional, is I'm very transparent when it comes to my business. All right, I've had clients contact me, and fortunately, one client won right off the bat. All right, and that's a good thing. But what happens when a client calls me and they don't win that first wager? Okay, see, what happens is this: with anything in life, if you give up too early, okay, you can have the master key. Okay, you can have my methods work, but if you give up too early and you don't see the bigger picture, then realistically, you're never going to really accomplish anything like that when it comes to this or anything, right? So, if you go ahead and stick with me, you got to try it out for at least, I would say at least a week, bare minimum, and it'll average out to be in your favor. Okay, because right now my record is lopsided on the plus side. 12 wins compared to 2 losses. That's a huge difference. That is a huge difference. So if you follow along and you're looking for me to give you advice and you want to give me a call, just be aware of the fact that losing is part of this, but the idea is to minimize the losses. No one's going to be perfect. No one's ever going to go 100-0 or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you will lose, and I said that in one of my videos. Eventually I will lose. I have to be transparent and say that. But the important thing is to win more than you lose. That is the important thing. Okay. With that said, today's pick is the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're over at oh gosh, okay, they're home and they're facing the Clippers, and that's plus 10. You know what? I'm not even gonna move the line today. I always like buying some points, so buy at least 2 points with that and take them, I would say plus 12, all right, and take the Milwaukee Bucks plus 12 versus the Clippers. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a solid pick. Thank you for checking out the channel. Feel free to subscribe, comment, and share with your friends, and check back with me tomorrow for another pick. Now, another thing is, sometimes my daily pick will come out at 7:05, 7:40, or 8:05, depending on what pick I chose. So, if you're a subscriber or something, just, keep checking back on the channel, and you're always going to get that, you're always going to get those picks from me. Over the weekend, I was a bit busy and didn't get around to it. I have some issues to handle. But normally, you're going to have my picks here and you can follow along. So thank you for checking out the channel, and you guys have a good night. Bye-bye.